Good afternoon, you guys. I am back again. Please don't cry if I've been gone for a while. I've been very, very busy, but I did see quite a bit of films this February, and I'm going to be reviewing all of them, all the movies that I saw this February, starting with Birds of Prey. Now, this movie basically picks up a couple of years after what happened with Suicide Squad, and it could be Suicide Squad 2, but mostly just focuses on Harley Quinn. So this movie is kind of like the Deadpool movies in a way because it just focuses on one person. And this movie stars Margot Robbie as the famous Harley Quinn as she is battling her hatred for the Joker after they had recently broken up, and now she's gets into a crossfire with a criminal mastermind played by Ewan McGregor. And I really did think that this movie was good. Now, I saw this movie with my girlfriend because she is a humongous fan of Harley Quinn. She dressed like her for Halloween a couple times, and she's just a humongous fan. And she's a DC fan, and Harley Quinn is probably her favorite character in the DC universe. And I was actually pretty curious about this movie to see what was going to happen. And there's a lot I gotta say about it. Is this a bad movie? No, it's not. Not bad at all. Is it one of the best movies of the year? In my opinion, it's not really, but I do think it is a good film. I do think it's a good enough film. Now, one thing I will say about this movie is that there will be a couple spoilers here because I'm sure a lot of you have seen it already because it's been out for nearly a month now, and I did see it when it came out. I just didn't review it right away, so I'm sorry about that, you guys. Okay, now Margot Robbie in this film, she's amazing. She's the only person on earth who can play Harley Quinn. Nobody else can replace that woman. She is amazing, and I love her very much. She's a great actress. So, Margot Robbie, if you ever watch this, please do more Harley Quinn, because you're very convincing, and I love you very much. Also, my girlfriend loves you too. And I would say that the major issue I have with this film is that they actually did wait a while before introducing the actual Birds of Prey. Like, you get segments with each of the girls individually throughout the film, but like you don't get the Birds of Prey until like the final act, which was a bit disappointing for me. Like I thought they were gonna team up like towards the middle of the movie, but they don't do that until the very end, and I was a bit disappointed by that. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, I like usually is great. Sorry guys, that's my dog. She's always being around me. Yeah. Take a quick look at her. Yeah, she's cute. So, hey guys. Anyway, so she's great. She's funny. I thought she was a great addition to this movie, and I would say some critics were even calling this movie the funniest movie since Deadpool. I can agree with that because Deadpool is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. It's funny. Like I could not stop laughing. I was gut busting laughing. In this movie, a lot of the jokes do land. I was actually very surprised, and I think the people who created this movie probably did get some credit, or probably did watch Deadpool, and they were like, okay, we could probably do that with DC. We could do it with Harley Quinn, and they succeeded at times. Another issue I do have with this movie is that I do feel like certain characters did not get enough backstory or enough room for me to care for them. Except for Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn I cared about a lot in this movie. Like, I did not want her to go through anything bad. I cared about her a lot, and I was very glad to see her in this movie. But yeah, all the other characters didn't get enough backstory, so I was very disappointed by that. Another thing I will say is that I would say that Ewan McGregor as Black Mask, or if that's really his name, because I can't remember off the top of my head, but him being the bad guy wasn't fully convincing for me enough. I wasn't fully invested in his character, and I did feel like that he doesn't play the best bad guy in a movie, so I was a bit disappointed with that. He wasn't bad, he just wasn't fully convincing for me enough. So that's the only real issue I have with this movie. And I would say the cinematography, the camera work, and the visuals were off the charts. Like, some of the visuals in this movie, especially towards the third act, were great. It's very colorful. This is a very colorful movie. This is kind of like Joker in a way, where everything is so bleak, and Joker was the only thing that really stood out in this movie, and I really bought his performance throughout the entire film. And that's really all I can say about this film without giving too much away. Okay, I will actually say this. The biggest issue I had with the whole film, there's a scene in the movie where Harley Quinn walks into a police station and she starts shooting up officers. Okay, when she walks in and starts blasting the officers, there's some officers standing further down the hallway who clearly see what she's doing, but they don't pull out their guns right away, and they actually give her the advantage of defeating them. It was just so weird that I just could not, like, believe that, like, a real police officer wouldn't do that. Not at all. A real officer would never do anything like that. So that's really the only issue I have with it. It was just stupid. But guys, I would say this movie is good. I do recommend you see it if you haven't, and I'm sure most of you have already seen it already. And in the end, Birds of Prey is not a bad film. I do think it is slightly better than Suicide Squad, in my opinion. My girlfriend thinks they're kind of on the same page, really, because they are both really good films to her, and I'm never going to judge that, because even though I'm not a fan of Suicide Squad, I don't hate it. But in the end, Birds of Prey is a good movie I recommend you see, and I'm going to give it a B rating. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Look forward to my next review coming up, which is about Sonic the Hedgehog, and I will see you guys in a little bit.